Very good morning and welcome all of you to this pre-market session. Let us prepare our next action plan for the day, and we'll start with the Domantic method and we'll look at Bank Nifty. Now in this Bank Nifty, as you can see here, as of now we are holding on to our long positions here because it has told us to buy a call option the previous trading day once this intraday 3-speed signal gave us a buy. Now, the other thing that as the price starts increasing, as it comes closer to this dynamic system caution, we would have thought about a shift over to secure our profits. And the previous trading day being Friday, and then we knew that Saturday, Sunday is a holiday, so we could have directly secured our profit even if it is not exactly very close to the dynamic system caution. We could have shifted over already. And the other major reason for us to do that is it is because it is in sideways now. So anyways, we are holding on to the call option. We will wait until it says exit call option now. But if it manages to go up further, then any dynamic system caution on top, only then we'll think about securing our profits. And if the price manages to come down, and if intraday 3-speed signal gives us a sell, then and if it tells us to buy a put option, then we must check the Tenkai signal before we decide whether to do this trade or not to do this trade. So this is about Bank Nifty. Let us check what's happening in Nifty. In Nifty as well, you can see that it is still telling us to hold call option. It is from this point we are holding on to the call option. We have already secured once right at the top, and after that the price managed to come down. We were still holding on to the call option, and later it has moved up. We are still holding on to the call option. So there is no exit yet here. Now we will wait until the action tells us to exit call option. That is when we can go ahead and exit the trade. But if it tells you to buy a put option, then as in Bank Nifty, here also we must check the Tenkai signal to decide whether to do the trade or not to do the trade. So this is about Nifty and Bank Nifty as per the dynamic live Domantic method. Now let us look at dynamic system Nifty and understand what is the positional trading happening as of now. Let me add these studies. So this is what is happening with Nifty. As you know that we are still holding on to the long position. There is no trend edge point on top. So we will use range 4 or speed signal, whichever is lowest. Range 4 is 11,301 and speed signal is 11,279. So speed signal is the lowest. So let us calculate 0.5% from there. It is almost 57 points. So it is 11,222. So 11,222 is the actual value. So if the price of Nifty trades below this number, that is when we will exit our long and get into a short trade. So this is for Nifty. Let us check what's happening in Bank Nifty. So there's Bank Nifty. Even in Bank Nifty, as you can see here, there is no trend edge point on top. We are still holding on to the long positions here, and we will wait as of now for range 4 or speed signal, whichever is lowest. Range 4 is 21,994 and speed signal is 21,867. So let us consider speed signal. 0.5% of it, it is almost 110 points. So it is 21,757. So if the price of Bank Nifty trades below 21,757 for today, that is when we will exit long and get into a short trade. Until then, we can hold on to our, the long positions. So this is as far as the dynamic system level 2 trading method. Now let us go check Nifty and Bank Nifty as per dynamic super power trading method. So there's Nifty, and as we discussed in the previous session, previous pre-market session, that at this point we would have definitely exited, held on to the long position. Now after holding the long position, the price opened with the gap up the previous trading day, and as it did this, did we get anything on top for us to exit? No, we can, the intraday 3 mid signal also gave a buy. Intraday 3 speed signal has also given us a buy. Right, so we would have held on to our long positions. Now, since there is a dynamic system caution, if there is anything in Tenkai signal, probably let me check what was happening in Reliance. Well, there is a case of Reliance. I think when Nifty intraday 3 speed signal gave a buy, Reliance, there is a tiny caution on top. And since all of them are in pointing downward as far as Reliance is concerned, then probably I could have thought about an exit here. But then if you have not checked the Tenkai signal, then there is no problem. You are still holding on to the long position. Now wait until you clear a better confirmation like intraday 3 speed signal or intraday 1 long signal giving you sell. Then you can, exit long and get into a short trade. But remember, as I kept telling you, now even if you get into any short trade, any zigzag or long signal edge point at the bottom, exit short and get into long until this intra-week long signal gives you a sell. But once this intra-week long signal gives you a sell, the complete focus turns downward. So that is what you have to keep in mind. So there's as far as the Nifty is concerned. Let us check what is happening in Bank Nifty. Well, there is a case of Bank Nifty. We did discuss that at this point in time we would have exited short and got into long trade. But after getting into long trade, there was a gap up yesterday. But we knew that there is a dynamic caution, and moreover, it is in sideways now. So any zigzag or anything on top, we would have definitely considered exiting long and taking short position. So let us see, was there anything else in intraday 2? Oh yes, in intraday 2, there seems to be major zigzags on top. So I just wanted a reason to exit because I knew that it is in sideways. So I could have exited and reversed the trade. I could have taken a short as well. Now, after taking a short, once again, if the price manages to come down and any edge point or zigzag cautions in intraday 3 or in intra week in Bank Nifty, I can think about short exit and long. And I can keep doing this as long as it is in sideways now. But once the information, once the intra-week long signal confirms the sell, that is when the complete focus will turn downwards. But until then, when the price keeps moving up and down, I can keep trading for long signal edge points and zigzag cautions on top and at the bottom as well. So this is as per dynamic superpower trading, gentlemen. So if you have any questions or doubts till now, whatever we have discussed, then you can ask me, or we can move on to your Other doubts? Mr. Chetan Patel has started it with 22,425 near call exit करना सर. No, 22,425 पे आप कॉल एग्जिट क्यों करोगे चेतन जी? देखिए 22,439 और 22,460 पे आपको मिड सिग्नल और लॉन्ग सिग्नल का कॉशन पॉइंट्स है. तो जब प्राइस वहां तक पहुंच जाएगा तो आपको क्या करना है? शिफ्ट ओवर करना है, आपको सिक्योर करना है प्रॉफिट्स. और उसी समय पर लाइव में आपको अगर कुछ जिगजैग वगैरह कुछ मिला तो आप सीधा एग्जिट कर सकते हो, प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. हाँ, शिफ्ट ओवर. Mr. Govind Rajan wants to know about Silver Micro. So let us check Silver Micro. Just give me a second. Let me add all the studies. All right, now if anyone has taken a short position in Silver Micro, you know that it has come to the trend edge point. So today you will use a range 3 buy above value to exit your trade as far as Silver Micro is concerned. Now there's a thing, so let us check the values. So range 3 buy above is 65,963. If it trades above that, then you can definitely think about exiting your short positions. Now after exiting your short position, if the price manages to go up and if it trades above range 1 buy above, then you can definitely get into a long position as well. So once you exit above range 3 buy above, if the price again manages to decrease, then there won't be any opportunity for taking short as of today. We will wait for the next day and then think about re-entry. So there is the plan for Silver Micro. And Mr. Chetan again wants to check Gale and Concord. So here is Gale. You can see that the action is telling you to hold call option as of now. It has told us to buy a call option at this point in time. And after we bought the call option, the price has been moving up and down frequently. And we will wait until it very clearly tells us to exit the trade. So this is Concor, and in Concor, you can see that it is telling us to stay tuned for the next trade. So there is no trade as of now here. But the preparation is telling you to get ready to buy a put option. So if the price manages to trade below this intraday 3 long signal, that is when it can ask you to buy a put option. But anyways, it is in sideways now, so you have to watch out for any trade. It is better you secure your profits very early. Mr. Surdeep wants me to check Coromandel and Cosmo Film. Coromandel and Cosmo Film, let us check. One thing I'll have to remind Mr. Surdeep, that whichever stocks that you are asking me to check, I am checking as per the dynamic live Domantic method. This is more of short-term trading. If you have taken long-term, if you have bought the stock for long-term investment, then my complete review or the way I look at things will be absolutely different. So it is you who has to give you the give me the clarity whether you want long-term or short-term. But anyways, this Coromandel, you can see that if it is for short term, first of all, this stock cannot be traded in futures and options. Only in the equity segment is what you can do. And it is as of now in long hold, so you can hold on to your long position until it tells us to exit the long or get into short. As of now, long is clear for this stock. Well, even Cosmo Films, it is the similar scenario here. It is in long, as you can see here, but once the price tries to come down, and if this action information tells us sell short act now, that is when you can expect some downward movement. But as of now, it is in clear long. Mr. Sampath Kumar wants me to check Reliance and Maruti. So there's a Reliance. As you see, the action is telling us to hold put option. There's a point where it had initially told us to buy a put option when it was on 20th August 15:30. So the previous trading day at opening. So you could have taken a short position when the price was 2118, or you could have bought a put option at around the same ranges, and from there the price has managed to come down to 2081. So it is literally close to close to 27 points gain, I guess. So anyways, we are holding this position, but as I think I remember in the previous session we had also discussed, as the price comes closer to this previous dynamic caution here, then we will definitely shift over, secure our profits, and if the price manages to go below this, then we can expect some good movement downward. Miss Rajani wants to check SBI. Now, before that, Maruti is one thing pending. So there's Maruti. In Maruti, you can see here it is telling us to hold call option. The previous day, even in spite of the price coming down, an intraday 3-speed signal giving us a sell, it has given us a sell with a long signal edge point. So that is the reason it is asking us to hold the call option. Hold it until it very clearly tells you to exit the trade. But if the price manages to go up, and if you come across any DMBOTs on top, then please do secure your profits. Well, there's SBI. As of now, it is telling us stay tuned for the next trade. So there is no trade as of now. So we have to wait. But the preparation is telling us get ready to buy a call option. Now that will happen only if the price goes up and if intra-week gives us a buy, or else you will have to wait for the next clear trading opportunity. But anyways, the reason is telling us sideways now. And the previously when the price decreased, then it had told us sell signal, wait and sell. So until it changes to sell short act now, then until then we cannot expect the price to decrease any further. So this is about SBI, and then Manappuram. Now in this case of Manappuram, you can see here it is telling us to hold call option. You can hold on to it. Now only once this intra-week long signal gives a sell, Sunny Ji, you can expect some good downward movement. But until then, you will see some, it is on the positive side anyways. and it is the action is also telling us to hold call option. We will hold on to it. Mr. Anand wants to check UPL and Tata Motors. So here is UPL. Even in UPL, it is telling us to hold call option. So you must hold on to it. Wait until it very clearly tells you to exit call option. Now, once this intraday 3 long signal gives a sell, only then it is going to tell you to exit call option. But till then, you can hold on to it. But once this intra-week long signal gives a sell, you can expect some good downward movement happening. So at last we have this Tata Motors, and Tata Motors, you can see here the action says stay tuned for the next trade. So there is no trade as of now. You have to wait. The reason being there is a series of zigzag in intra-week as well as in intraday 3 at the bottom. So if the price manages to decrease, then once the intra-week zigzag breaks down, only then it is going to ask us to buy a put option. But until then, we have to wait. Now, one Mr. Naji wants to know, can we post the signals? Well, we cannot post the signals in the live market. Instead, what you can do here is in our YouTube channel, you can observe this dynamic live, uh, being broadcasted throughout the live markets from morning 9:15 to 3:30. So you can watch it throughout the day, but then in that live broadcast you will be able to see any one script, either bank nifty or any stock of the that has been chosen there. So you can track it completely during the live market, and if you have any questions or doubts, you can make a note of it, and you can always mail us back. And if you don't have our email ID, then you can please make a note of it. It is inquiry@dynamiclive.in. So this is our contact mail ID. So you can mail us any questions or doubts. It will be clarified. But in the live market, you can observe to understand how good it works and what are its benefits. Now, Mr. Devajit wants to check Nifty and Bank Nifty once again. Well, we did check it. Nifty is telling us to hold call option, Mr. Devajit. So we are holding on to it. We will wait until it very clearly tells us to exit the call option. And the Bank Nifty is concerned, so even in Bank Nifty, we are holding on to the call option. We will wait until it tells us to exit the trade. But Bank Nifty, it is in sideways now, so you have to watch it very carefully. It comes any closer to this previous dynamic system caution, then please do shift over to secure your profits. Mr. Nauman Sheikh wants to check Hero Motor Corp. Well, there is a case of Hero Motor Corp. You can see that the action is telling us to hold call option. There's a point where it had initially told us to buy a call option. It was on 20th August 15:30. So the next day, 21st August opening, we could have bought it when the price was 2,978, and after that it has moved up to 3,027, and right on top there is a dynamic system caution, because of which we would have already shifted over to secure our profits. Now anyways, we are holding on to the call option. We will wait until it very clearly tells us to exit the call option. So these are all your stocks, gentlemen. I hope all your questions and doubts has been clarified. If you have any other questions or doubts, you can text me now quickly. If not, please do text me saying that there are no doubts. All right, looks like there are no more doubts. So, gentlemen, thank you all for joining today's session. Wish you all a happy trading. Wish you all great success in today's trading. See you once again in the next session. Until then, good day to all of you, and thank you all of you once again for joining this session.